Sports Goombas radio webcast podcast, call what you want. Here we are live, the 515 studios here in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. I am Cashy the King. I got my chef to the left, Brendan B. And I got Mikey Wall. That's what we're going to call you, Mikey Wall. I put up on Facebook there. We got to call him Mikey Wall for now.
I'll take it.
So Mikey the Wall or something like that.
Mikey the Wall.
If it hits him, it bounces right the frick off.
Brick.
That's how I'm going to look at it. Yeah, Mikey the Wall brick.
Yeah.
Brick.
Something like that.
Brick house.
Speaking of the Sixers,
Yeah. Look at that, man.
I'm
They're
just
getting
kidding.
blown out again. Anyway, Sports Goombas radio webcast brought to you by Serpro of Doylestown, Apple Public Adjusters and Seal Roofing, also M. Resnick Plumbing, and by the sportsgoombas.com. And by the way, we are live here at the studio, but we are linked in by our YouTube because something happened on our video on our homepage here. So you just go on the homepage, click on the link, and you're with us. But if you hear me say that, you're with us anyway. So what's the difference, right? All right. Give us a call, 267-563-2893. 267-563-2893. We're on Facebook and Twitter. If you want to follow us through those multimedia outlets, you can. So answer your questions. All right. So we might as well get right to it. The debacle in Green Bay. I mean, is after all that. I saw Tony Romo. I saw I'm mixing Tony Romo up with Sanchez already. I saw Sanchez at Burger King this afternoon getting his burger. He went from cheesesteaks to burgers real quick in this town.
much less fanfare.
Yeah, you throw an egg like that up. I mean,
Dollar menu.
the one thing I said it last week. Didn't I say when he was doing all that hype down there? I said, this is not good, man. You don't go Hollywood and Philly like that when you beat a stinking team. You take the win, you smile, you say thanks, like to thank the players and the fans. You go in and you start studying the book the next week for the Green Bay Packers. Your toughest game of the year, okay, in a stadium that you can't win even in a mediocre year of Green Bay. So you go down there and you got all this attitude. And I heard the interviews before. Last week, I know Wade had a chance. It was even one of my plays for last week put up there. There's no way that secondary was going to stop Aaron Rodgers.
And they didn't.
And they didn't at all. I mean, I think it was, what was it? It was Fletcher Day. It was Fletcher Day at Lambeau, I think, right?
I didn't understand anything of that game. I mean, all right, we all had it marked. I said they needed to do two things or three things to even keep it close. I said it last
showing
week.
up.
Yeah, well,
that was number one.
Showing up was one, but there was no blitz was not existing. You needed to get him hurried to him, get him up off his game. None of that happened.
It was exist. They couldn't get in there. That's what they couldn't do. And when you have a secondary,
Who did blitz though? They didn't blitz anybody.
But
though.
they couldn't.
The front
first
couldn't
of all,
get in.
They couldn't get in there because they couldn't blitz because you left those guys out and you got five guys in the secondary on an island. I mean, Fletcher was the first period. I never saw a defensive back so behind on the plays. Each one, even the ones that were that they were the overthrows by Rodgers, which weren't many, should have been caught, and they weren't. And Fletcher was beat every time. He's got a carry. What's his name?
Kyrie Williams.
Kyrie Williams. What a disgrace, man. This guy's always running behind. You only see his number in his head going like this, running down the field.
You never see his face.
Yeah, he's always chasing something, man.
It's they call him carry because his whole secondary's got to carry him.
He's used to running his mouth, so he's running, chasing receivers in the end zone.
Yeah.
B, did you watch the whole game?
No, I did not.
You know what? Okay.
I couldn't. I
I tuned out eventually.
Yeah.
Once it got to in the 30s, I tuned out.
You know what? I was on the side total, so I just waited for. I needed my 30.
you got it.
I put it out at 28 at last week, but it went to 30, which is still a good play on that one. In the first half, it's 28 to. I don't even care what the Eagles had at that point. But for what I did see is that I didn't see a field general in a quarterback. As I'm watching this game, I just watched a quarterback just trying not to make mistakes. Even on his throws, they were tentative. Okay, it was like he was under pressure all the time by the Packers and by himself. Okay, because it didn't look like he had any control. Even his passes weren't. It's like when he went back to throw the ball, all you wanted to know is make sure it doesn't get picked off. That's what you thought in your head. You didn't care about the receivers. You just didn't want to get picked off.
And I think you're saying it right now. I didn't see any hint of a game plan for this. And if there was one, I couldn't decipher it.
It's just astonishing how
They got behind too fast.
how good they look one week to how truly
That's
awful.
NFL.
Like,
well, it's Lambeau Field too. When you go into that stadium, it happens to everybody.
Mhm.
You know, the best team gets blown out there. But it's like it's any given Sunday in football. This happens. But this is
matter of
just
6 days, you go from.
I see. I don't like that excuse.
it's not an excuse. It's a fact.
No, it shouldn't be. Like
But it
you
is.
said, they're professionals. This is a professional playing a professional sport. You need to show up for every freaking game. I mean, what was Macklin?
Hype.
I had it on my notes here. Macklin said we were so bad the Raiders could have beat us.
Yeah.
I mean, no, that's not funny. That's embarrassing.
Well,
That's embarrassing for your own team to say that. You should be smacking yourself.
Here's the deal. The deal is this. They're not good enough yet to beat a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers or Manning or Brady or Breeze or whatever right now with the defense that they have. Regardless of how many points they're going to score, they're not good enough. You're not. Here's the thing. Think Super Bowl. You see that secondary up there on the podium around that trophy? You
I
do.
don't-
No, not that.
Oh, yeah,
no,
I'm
not
just
this
saying.
one.
Yeah,
No,
that's
Not
what I'm
even
saying.
close.
So
No.
you look at that. That's my
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
My point is I don't see that crew of dudes up there on the podium standing around that trophy. So you know they're not there when those guys are still in the backfield, the defensive backfield.
Well,
Bottom line.
I got sidetracked. The way I look at it is this: if you're looking at like every sports person does at the beginning, right before preseason starting, everybody looks like shit. You're sitting down there and you're looking at your schedule, and you sit there. How many idiots out there in their suicide pools or whatever said, "Oh, I'm going to take the Phillies this week." You know what I mean? I'm taking them to win.
Mhm.
Like everybody I know had this marked as a loss on your calendar. You
Mhm.
chalk it up to a loss. You sit there and you try. Okay, I knew they were going to lose.
I think
I was
everybody
hoping that they would at least. It would be a hell of a lot closer than this. I mean, it just seems like air went out of the tires before halftime and nobody gave a shit. But at that point, that same point, you got to sit there and go, okay, I got to play. I mean, how many laps or what? I don't know how the hell Chip punishes people for that lackluster performance.
Yeah, he doesn't. He does. That's not his style. He's not a berater. He's not going to take guys out like that. You don't have guys on this team giving him a reason to talk like that. You don't have Deshaun Jackson coming out and say his players didn't play, or RG3 saying my players didn't play. Blah blah blah. What's my fault? You don't have that on here. I mean, you had Kerry Williams the one time, but blamed himself, but blamed the whole situation. That was weird. But that was Kerry Williams weird. You know,
that was
But you-
Kerry Williams normal. That's
You're right.
Yeah, I
that's
was
what I'm
going to
saying.
say that's
Yeah.
nothing weird about that.
Well, no,
that's the way he is.
That's
Yeah.
my point. My point was, I understand, but he doesn't have players beating each other up on this team, regardless. So he doesn't have to go after players like that. They know they fucked up. I mean, it's simple enough. They know it. Every player on that team knows it. The quarterback, right on down to the linebackers who were terrible as well. Everybody knows they're bad. I mean, as bad as the special teams were, they still blocked the field goal and blocked the punt. I mean, they got the run back, but that
They
shouldn't
just
happen.
got a dose of their own medicine. I mean, especially on special teams.
one of the things I got to throw out there is there any chance that we're just getting too ahead of ourselves?
Absolutely.
2 years ago, we were awful.
Absolutely.
To where we are now from 2 years ago, we should be happy. We shouldn't be mad we lost. Like, yeah, we
Not-
should be mad we lost a game, but
Not
you just
this
lost
day.
at Rodgers or at Lambeau to Rodgers.
Right,
That's
right.
going to happen to anybody.
Yes, anybody. That's what's
It's going to
that,
happen to 70% of the league.
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
what
That's
they
what I was talking
expected.
about.
And he's 100%. He's not even injured right
Yeah.
now. So Rodgers is playing 100%, which means he beats anybody right now. He very well might be the top quarterback in the NFL right now, as far as I'm concerned. His ability right now to not that he does everything that Brady and Manning they do, but he has the one advantage is he can take off with the ball right
Mhm.
down the middle of the field and not worry about it and know what he's doing and take the hits.
And smart enough to get down.
That's right. And you watch, and a perfect video was the one that he ran yesterday down the middle. You didn't watch him. His eyes were left to right, man. They were just going. His head was on a swivel while he was
Mhm.
running. He wasn't going to get hit. He was going to control it going down. Where Sanchez, he's running. He's just hoping the guy don't get injured. And you feel that too as you're watching him. You feel that in a player. The same thing with Foles. When he's running that ball, you're like, oh man, no, he's going to get twisted and packed away because he doesn't know how to go down, and he doesn't have his head on a swivel when he's running because he's worried about getting hurt because he's not built for that stuff. That's what's key, and that's what's key with Chip Kelly's offense. Which I'm starting. At first, I was a believer that he had to have a pocket quarterback could do it for his offense. I'm starting to believe it can, especially in the red zone. Red zone, you need that option of having a quarterback being able to roll out maybe and find a spot, whether it's a first, like you're inside the 20 and you can get a first down, or you need a first and goal. You got a quarterback; it's another option. You run Sanchez or even a Foles outside, linebackers aren't respecting that. They're still looking the other way, and that's why he needs not to win games, but to give him that extra weapon. That's why he needs a quarterback who's got a little mobility to it.
I think I need more data on that. And I'll tell you why, because last year you saw he had like that mobile quarterback with Vic, but Vic was a guy that made bad decisions. So, yeah.
Oh, no. Beginning of last year, he was still here.
Vic was here last year?
Yeah, beginning of last year.
He? Oh, yeah.
He started the year. It just seems like ancient history.
Yeah, it does,
It does.
Yeah.
I thought.
No, you're right.
Easy carry, William. Shut up and let me finish. It's getting weird. What I'm saying is, you have that. You didn't have that piece. You didn't. He wasn't
because Vic's always been a runner first.
Exactly. He wasn't a quarterback to me.
That's my point. My point is, I'm not looking for the running quarterback. I'm looking with a quarterback.
Mobile quarterback.
Yeah, he has the ability to get out of trouble and move forward instead of get out of trouble, running to the sidelines. He can gain yards.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I need more data, because we haven't had one yet, and we don't have one yet. Now,
I don't understand when you say more data.
Data. I need to see what kind of system Chip Kelly. He hasn't had what you said. You think he needs is a mobile quarterback, but not.
I see it. It's right in front of me when I watch the read option and I watch the quarterback running out with the fake like this. It doesn't have the ball, and there's not one defensive player even looking that way. And if he had that ball, he'd have a whole area to run. And if you say, well, if he had the ball, then the defense would have been there. Maybe, but there's always a couple yards to pick up. Right now, every time you see that read and Sanchez or Foles is rolling, fakes the hand, gives the handoff, and rolls out and does that run to the sidelines, nobody's even close to him on the defensive side. They're not even watching. They know he doesn't have that football. And you can't – and what's the sense of doing that fake if everybody knows you don't have the football? You know what I mean? It's a waste.
Well, I think Chip can say what he wants about, Foles my guy or Sanchez, whatever, but the way, because you see him back in Oregon, he year after year after year had a mobile quarterback. In college, you go and get what you want. NFL, you kind of need to take what's there. He went in college, he got a mobile quarterback year after year after year. So he prefers a mobile quarterback in his system. Sure. He just hasn't had that yet.
Here's the thing. I mean, he inherited Foles because Foles had a good year. He ended the year good 2 years ago. The fans liked him. The owner liked him. They didn't want to get rid of him. They didn't know what they had here. So usually a coach comes into the NFL. He picks his quarterback and his coaches. He never inherits a quarterback unless you're a Manning or a Brady or something like that, a Breeze, if you're coming to a team. I'm trying to think back if it was ever a new coach that came on a team and kept his quarterback. Mm-hmm. I mean, especially I remember Jimmy Johnson came to Dallas. He brought two quarterbacks with him. He had Walsh and what's his name? The frick is his name, man? Come on, you guys. He did the game yesterday.
Aikman?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I thought you were kidding.
I got no short-term memory left. Okay, let's understand that right now. As I sit here, it's gone.
That's
okay,
right. You didn't even remember Vic was on our team last year. We traded Sanchez and Vic, basically.
Vic is so far gone from this team as being a part of it. Even when he was supposed to be, and I know when Kelly came here, he had Vic. He thought maybe he could use Vic in his system, but he knew very well, as much as B and I did, Game 6, Vic is gone. That's the way it is, man. And the Jets, the same thing happened in the Jets last year, right? Game 6, he's gone. Or was it this year he was knocked out? No, last year he was knocked out in Game 6.
Who? Vic was on the Eagles.
Vic was knocked out.
Wait a minute.
Short-term memory, people.
This is his first year.
He got knocked out.
Vic was
week 6 last year. Yeah. We had to over/under of week 7.
Right, and this year we said the same thing for New York, but he never made it. He was beaten in the preseason. He was beat.
If he starts, we had him at week 5, but he didn't. Gino beat him out. Now Gino got hurt, right? And
he got benched. They may have made up an injury for him. Yeah, something of the sort. But he got benched. And
then Vic was in for one game, and that was a
fiasco. He's on 2 games.
Yeah. Seems like Vic's been with the Jets for 2 years already. It's
it should be. It seems like it should be. That's so proper. That
10
is the New York Jets.
10 games of Jets football feels like 2 seasons.
I mean something. I see Vic in that uniform last year for some. I don't know. It's I guess because Foles came in so early for him last year. It's almost like Foles. So Foles really hasn't played a full season.
No, he's never played a full season.
Yeah, and it doesn't look. He's going to play a full season. His MO now is that he's not durable. Mm-hmm. He's not durable enough for this NFL. And that's another thing, too. He may not be back here because he can't be back here. He might fall by the wayside as every other stand-up quarterback that's been on the Eagles for the past 10 years. They don't last here for some reason, for the most part.
Not since Donovan.
Yeah. I mean, if it's not a mobile quarterback, it's not lasting on this team, even though it's not that kind of offense. But you look on the far side of the whole thing is, who's he going to get? he's not going to get Mariotta's not going to be there. He's not going to get him unless he trades his entire offensive line for him. He's not getting him. So you got to look and see, well, what does he have? Who's he? There's no veteran scrambler or kind of quarterback like that. I should say scrambler, but that type of quarterback going to be a free agent.
So
next year.
We said it last week. He's got one of the best backups in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
what? And who?
And Sanchez.
I don't see that yet. I don't even hear that until I see
I'm saying
real game.
What's out there as a backup quarterback. Look, you compare it to other teams. I mean, we said he took a lot of reps at with the first string, and that's why he's ahead of all
like
the other.
Scared player yesterday, man. A scared football.
It's hard to look good there. It's hard to look good there.
Like
but you got at least have your composure, man, when you're out there. Don't look like a sad puppy when you walk that side. That's what I liked about Foles. No matter how bad or how good it was, the same guy walked over to the sidelines, turned around, didn't go to sit on the bench, went and talked to everybody. Sanchez started that little sulking stuff towards the end.
Little woe is me attitude.
Yeah, I hate that. You can't do that. That shows the team that, okay, man, don't give it up. That's NFL.
That's better quarterback, debatable, better leader. No,
they got big problems finishing the rest of the season if Sanchez is the quarterback. Regardless, I mean, if that secondary, as much as I dislike Tony Romo, on Thanksgiving, he's going to do the same thing to that secondary. If they don't do something, they got to get to Romo. They got to blitz all day long. Just constantly.
They didn't even. You know what? At that point, look, you said that they weren't going to. They shouldn't have left them out. I think you blitz and pray to God they get there. Who cares? You're talking about because you saw what he could do when there was no pressure. You got to see what they do when you put pressure in, because if you don't put any pressure, I don't care if it could be you back there with you might even forget to play with your short-term memory. You're still going to hit Joe at the Volkswagen with a pass if I give you enough time. It's the same thing. You gotta do something to change, to try and change your outcome. That's the only thing. Hopefully you get to him once.
The first set of downs for Packers, Rodgers licking his chops. He goes, whoa. What I got back there, man. This is going to be pitch and catch all day.
He knew it was going to be a long day.
He could have thrown 12 touchdown passes last night if he wanted to. Very well could. In fact, the two were dropped. And I think they settled for a field goal on one. The other one, I don't know what they did on that. Another one that Fletcher was on. Went right through his hand. And Fletcher thought he made a good play on it. He so happened to fall into the guy because his back was to him too. But yeah, that's 2 weeks in a row Rodgers could have thrown for 7-8 touchdowns.
Winning the best you can.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my biggest fear for this team was from day one, was the secondary. They were brutal last year, too, in a lot of the games. They got away with it because the offense was a juggernaut last year. This year, like everything else in this NFL, you get 1 year to show us, and then the NFL starts picking up on it. This is a league where it doesn't last for very long. NFL, not for long. That's what the initials stand for. If you got a good offense, you're a good quarterback, they get to see it. They have millions and millions of feet of tape to watch on you. They know Foles. They know when Foles is shitting. Okay, just how he sits on the toilet. That's how good NFL films are. That's how good the information you get from everybody. So, Chip's got and he did it last year in the middle of the season, changed his offense a little bit, contorted to what was going on out there. This year, he's got big problems in the red zone because he needs a bigger field. And that's what I said last year and the year before about San Francisco when they were coming down with Kaepernick and all that crap, and they were dying at the 10-yard line. They didn't have a play. They needed more field. Especially when you do that read option, you roll out. You need territory on there. You start running out of field as you keep rolling. And that's what happened to San Francisco twice. San Francisco had 2 Super Bowls.
I think with enough film, you can stop a good scheme, but you can't stop superior talent. You can watch all the film on Aaron Rodgers you want. He's going to torch you.
One of those.
You watch enough film on a Chip Kelly offense, especially with this set of people. It's not the greatest offense. It really isn't. The talent-wise, it's not the greatest.
Look at the 3 quarterbacks we're talking about in the NFL. I can't name the receivers, man. Now you can name them because they all keep switching back and forth with each other, but there's no big names out there. There's no Megatron for Manning to throw to.
Yeah. Imagine if they did.
Well, Manning has Demarius, who's probably
he's getting
and Jordy's great too. But other than that, like Brady has he's other than Gronk, he's had the worst receivers for 8 years now.
And it's funny too because he won't throw to Gronk the whole game, and then all of a sudden hit him at the end, and it's like boom, boom, boom because he's that good. He keeps you off guard all game, and here's Gronk plowing through 3 guys without a freaking helmet to push him for a touchdown. And then 2 plays later gets
in this NFL, you got to wonder Stafford, how come he's not that much better with Megatron? I know he's injured back and forth now, but when he was healthy, Stafford he has that target. And with the rules in the NFL. I mean,
how can you not just throw
Calvin
it up every
Johnson
time? Just throw it up.
he should be running. He should be breaking records left and right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
He's got a decent arm.
He's got 3 guys on him, and he's still catching balls.
Yeah.
You know, and he's getting flags. I mean, you can't touch him regardless how big he is. The rest still going to call the same penalty on him. But that's what I'm saying. The targets in the NFL. I mean, I look at this guy Matthews for the Eagles. I mean, looks like he's starting to be a star. I mean, he's not. Well, I say star, but he's making plays. He dropped the ball yesterday. Big deal. Didn't make a difference, but he's making plays, and he's know what he's doing. When he goes out to catch a pass, he presents that target. He gets himself in position, which you don't see, and you don't see a lot of Eagles or even NFL players do get themselves in position to give that target. And that's something we haven't seen around here, even when in the read days would have that kind of receiver, the big receiver that's going to give us the.
And that's the thing, like as good as Macklin's, a good year he's had, and as good as Mathis looks as of late, they're still not elite talents. They're good 2 and 3s.
Oh yeah.
They don't have a number 1 receiver.
Macklin's a forced number 1. That's what he was.
Yeah,
forced.
And he's done fine.
He's going to have an all-star year. He's going to have the numbers to get him in there.
But it's just like a truly dynamic receiver, right? A tight end, some kind of big weapon here. How much better we'd look.
Our tight ends are good, but they're all like the same. It's the same guy. You have 3 of them, but they're all the same guy for the most part. I mean, Zach Ertz.
Ertz is a better receiver. They don't look at him. They don't even look at Ertz.
Is he blocking? Is that why he's not?
No, he's not. He's not even the blocker. That's the thing. He's supposed to be the receiving target.
Yeah.
Selleck is the best.
He's on my fantasy team. I know.
Blocker.
Ertz is, Casey's supposed to be the blocker. Selleck's supposed to be like the grinder, I guess. He does everything. Goes over the middle and takes a shot in the head. And Ertz supposed to be the receiver, but they don't even look at Ertz at all.
Yeah, like Sanchez.
It looked like a couple of weeks in, he was going to be a favorite target of Foles for a little bit, and I'm like, oh, cool, you're really spreading it out. Nothing.
You had to freaking know this was going to happen to Sanchez. After coming out of that game, like he was naming. And then this guy going down to Green Bay, it's 5 degrees out. You know what I mean? He came out shivering to start the game. He just looked like
he's a Southern California kid.
He looked like a puppy dog up there behind center. Really did.
Maybe it was just cold.
And then he had the snaps that went bad, some handling things. Typical Sanchez. It was that. That's what it was. That was a typical Sanchez football game. Whether it was his fault or not, doesn't matter. He was involved.
Well, I definitely don't think it's his fault because he got put in such a hole by that defense.
Yeah,
he got put in such a hole. Yeah. You can't. I mean, what more can you? I mean, he didn't have a great game. That's obvious. But what could he really have done?
There's no chance. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
With Foles, there was a chance team could come back. But Sanchez, there's nothing in my mind said this team's coming back.
Maybe in a different scenario. Like we did come back against Indy, and we had good comebacks, but not in Lambeau. It's just not going to come back.
Sub-freezing. With that crowd,
we did have a good comeback. It was 1 touchdown. At Lambeau, and 2. I mean, what? How many were on turnovers? What did they got? Like 20 points on turnovers, at least 20. Green Bay,
drive ended in turnover,
or special teams and stuff like that. They and defense got 20 plus in points. So right then and there, you got a taste of your own medicine because let's face it, up until that point, like the Eagles' special teams had come through, and that's just
with Sanchez. I think the jury's still out, and it's going to be out for a while because just like as good of a game he had against Carolina, we said, oh, it's just Carolina. It's nothing that big. Now you just lost at Green Bay. Everyone's going to lose to Green Bay. And next week again, we get Tennessee. They're just as bad, if not worse, than Carolina. Then if I get the Cowboys, that'll be the real game you can really judge him on.
And it's the first ones. Thanksgiving. Dallas doesn't lose a whole lot of Thanksgiving games when they're bad. I mean, they kind of make those games work. Now, when they're good, I don't remember last time they lost on Thanksgiving.
That's how Detroit's always been, too. You know how bad Detroit's been? They've always played well against Green Bay. And
Washington beat them a couple years ago, I think, Dallas. And that was the last time they won. And Romo's got the week off. And I'm bringing out the Romo doll-suit to drill some more holes in it. We'll fix that guy up for sure. But he's going to be healthy, and they're going to get their points. And it's just a matter of the track meet. That's what it's going to be. Definitely going to be a track meet there because Dallas defense is kind of whittling down. It started out nice, and then they kind of lost their stuff there. But then again, it's a Jerry Jones run operation there, so you never know. It's going to go on with that.
It could be the prelude to the great December collapse.
That December collapse will happen.
The annual collapse.
It's already happened with
December.
Listen, with his back situation, I don't see how that gets fixed by even rest on it.
It don't. I just got I got shots in my back today. And I'm telling you, I didn't even play football.
Let's help him out a little bit.
I didn't play football.
You
It
hurt
still
the lower
hurts.
back?
Yeah,
Like
lower
that?
back.
Right around here, right?
Yeah, right around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here it is. Yeah, the Tony Romo doll. We invested in a voodoo doll. It's working pretty much. You know, we drilled his back 2 weeks ago. Boom. He's out.
I think it's having a reverse effect. I think it's helping him.
Yeah, well, maybe. Who knows?
Look better over in London.
It's a prop. You know what I mean?
He's
Gotta have a prop on the show.
not really
somewhere.
into voodoo.
You know, I can't put the dummy up here. We got no room, but we're gonna fix the dummy soon. Get him hanging in here, like right in the middle. We'll hang it right here, so you can all take shots at it. You know, plaster somebody's face and it'll be a dummy of the week, dumbass of the week. That's what we'll call it. Other stuff in the NFL. I mean, it was, you know, it's funny. I went into yesterday thinking, oh man, what are we gonna talk about this week? You know, because we need material, and I was going to the, you know, the social media and like trying to find, you know, I don't want to talk about the Kardashian's ass or whatever. All of a sudden, her ass is all over the place.
So
And the best thing is the ones where the coffee's coming out the bottom of it.
Yeah, I
Couple
did see
videos, like,
that.
there's like black coffee coming out the ass. It's like it's a crust machine with a picture of her ass on it coming out. You know, all kind of that kind of stuff. And you know, I'm thinking, well, we can't talk about Bill Cosby. You know, yeah, it's Philadelphia. His patrons
That's
saying,
touchy.
yeah, that's touchy stuff. So, but then again, the NFL is the best. And when they had the DEA busted in a couple of
I actually just heard about that literally an hour before I came over here.
It just happened.
I just heard about that.
It's breaking news. In fact, Gunner, what's his name from the Eagles?
Rendell?
No, Dirk Gunn.
Oh,
Asked Chip Kelly in the question out of nowhere in the press conference. He asked Kelly, he goes, can you tell us about the NFL teams at the DEA? Did they come into the Eagles locker room? And Chip looked at him like, what? What is that coming? He didn't even know about it.
That was news to me about not long ago.
And Chip goes, I hope not.
They said it was like Tampa Bay,
San Francisco,
Seattle,
yeah,
and somebody else.
Yeah. So and
I didn't even hear about it.
Yeah.
To that point, it's all about the Vikes and the perks and all the pain medicine. And they got them all in their bags and stuff. The docs are giving them out. You know how
they said doctors are illegally prescribing whether they need it or not.
Well, they got a canister of that shit.
It probably like sprees. They just open the head up and another pill pops out.
I mean, you're looking at. Let's look at. They go in the locker room at halftime. They get shot up with stuff. They come back out on the field. I mean, you're not dropping a couple Vicodins, Percocets, whatever, painkillers.
A lot of them they're doing it in the middle of the game. I mean, you'd be all messed up trying to play football like that. I don't know if you can. I've never done like pills or anything. I've never had like root canals or anything. But I'm pretty sure if you take one of those things, you're like.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
You're messed up. Really? I mean, you can play football on that?
Football. Come on.
I thought it knocks you out.
I had it for my.
First of all, that there's a lot
tooth or whatever.
That kind of stuff, the grade 2 narcotics, works for different people different ways. It does, and a lot of players can play with that stuff. That's why it's there.
When you're already pumped up with HGH, it just kind of offsets.
Yeah, well, see, it's they're the type of pills where it's pain relief, and if you got the energy and you're still playing, you take them. And I've taken them. I've had injuries. I've taken them as painkillers. Sometimes they give you energy, not the energy, but they get you.
What it does? It fools you.
Yes, that's exactly what it does. It takes the pain away from you.
They're inhibitors in what they are, and I stay away from
mind alters.
Stay away from that with the shots from my back are non-narcotic or anything like that. But what it does is it tricks you.
Makes you think you're fine.
It doesn't. You might still, what's that in my back or whatever. You don't feel it. It's not that you don't feel it. You just don't give a shit that you don't feel it. Right. And that's the difference. And that's 9 times out of 10, you get hurt more. Especially if you're doing that kind of shit, you're going out there playing football or hockey or whatever you're doing on those things, you could cause more injury, which is stupid for them to be taking that shit during a game. Got to know your limitations.
Seriously.
Yeah. Well, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll finish up some more of the NFL. We'll go to Cashy's picks. His last week, what did I do?
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
If you're paying your bookie,
it ain't our fault,
not last week. And too many plays, lose too many ways. I got my chef to let Brendan B. We got Wall Paul on the side here. The Wall.
Brick
Cashy the King. Sports Goombas web. What are we calling this shit? What's a webcast? We're radio, we're TV, we're video. We're just here at the 515 Studios. Live stream podcast. I don't like that podcast stuff. It doesn't,
Well, I like podcasts.
It's gotta be different. I got the podcast.
It's a little different than a podcast.
The hell's a pod anyway?
This is video, so it's not just a podcast.
You got to put and pop, that's for sure.
You got
Too soon.
We'll be right back.
Is it too soon?
Yeah.
When fire and water take control of your life, we help you take it back. Serve Pro of Doylestown understands the stress and worry that comes with fire or water damage. ServPro of Doylestown specializes in the cleanup and restoration of residential and commercial property after a fire, smoke, or water damage situation. ServPro of Doylestown also mitigates mold and mildew. Their staff and crews are highly trained in property damage restoration. Disaster strikes you and you need to schedule service for your home or business, call them 215-348-7755 for ServPro Industries. It's a nationwide brand you know and trust.
Have damage to your home from a recent storm? Did a pipe leak and destroy some drywall or even stain your carpets? Need to make a claim with your insurance company? Call Apple Public Adjusters. Now, why do you need Apple Public Adjusters? Well, it's simple. Your insurance company hires a professional adjuster to protect their interest. Shouldn't you? An Apple Public Adjuster is your representative with the industry knowledge to help you deal with the many complex issues that arise during an insurance claim. Apple will negotiate the highest settlement possible and get you paid, and paid fast. Apple Public Adjuster's goal as a company is to have customer service that is not just the best, but legendary. So if you have damage to your home, call Apple Public Adjusters first. 215-913-5197. That's 215-913-5197. Or check them out online at applepublicadjusters.com.
When you need a good roof over your head, call Seal Roofing. They've been keeping folks warm and dry for many years now and are proud of their work. Seal Roofing and Contracting does it all, whether you need simple repairs before the next big rainy season or a whole new roof. Maybe you need new siding or windows. You can be certain that when you hire Seal Roofing, you're hiring the best. Available 7 days a week with 24-hour emergency service and free estimates. Call 215-533-4066. That's 215-533-4066 or visit sealroofing.net.
Trendbetting.com. Trend betting experts have you covered with the NFL. Stop paying your bookie each week and start collecting. They have the best handicappers in the world, all in one place. Your only job is to win you money. Check Jeff Brandes and all the experts at trendbetting.com. Trend betting theory is simple. Trends dominate the sport, and you will win in the long run by following the dominant trend. You will lose in the long run if you buck the dominant trend. Simple enough. That's trendbetting.com. Hi, Cassidy King here. I want to tell you about LarryGilman.biz. Larry's a full-service business solution consultant. From advertising apparel like t-shirts, staff shirts, hats, jackets, all screen printed and embroidered. He also specializes in entry mats with your company logos. Larry will also set you up to accept credit cards and with no cost for equipment placement. Imagine that. Give Larry a call, 267-908-3863, or online at LarryGilman.biz. That's LarryGilman.biz for all your product and services and much, much more. LarryGilman.biz. Hey, are you paying the piper again? You owe the guy? Busted by the book? Let's end that aggravation right now. BestSportsPicksToday.com. Best Sports Picks Today offers free picks from 50 of the best sports handicappers in America today. Daily selection from NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, MMA, the ponies, and even golf action every day of the week. Best Sports Picks Today not only has few of the best handicappers working for them, they also have the most of the best in the nation working with them. Get you high quality picks for free every day. BestSportsPicksToday.com. Check them out and start winning now. Sports Goombas podcast. Cassidy King here. My chef to the left, Brendan D. The wall to my right.
I can dig it.
You dig it. The wall works.
Get down with
I
that.
can do
Give it
that.
to him, yeah.
Brick House,
Give it
I
to him.
thought was pretty good too.
Yeah, Brick House is lose that Dago-ness of the sports Goomba,
Yeah.
the brick house. You know, start to get that Irish thing going there with the brick house. You know, I don't know, whatever. These Irish. Hey, guess what? This is the session that we all tune in for when Cashy makes you a few bucks. Last week we didn't do too bad. Remember, they're saying we have here is too many plays lose too many ways, and nobody knows that better than me. And I've been preaching that for years. That's why they give you all these different kind of ways to play. You know.
Mhm.
All right, last week, 3-1. Okay, we hit our Denver game was a game we didn't hit. We had a Denver over 31. Yesterday was let me get into this a little bit in the middle of the picture. It was like wasn't Manning Day for sure. It was like the brothers, man. They went sour together. That never happens.
Well, Eli goes sour every week. It's just Peyton never goes sour.
Yeah, and he looked sour too. He was unhappy, you know, and he couldn't mount anything. It just once again you had those days. Even the best have those days.
He lost his running back. He lost his
you know why? He lost
tight end, his receiver.
I lost my running back too because Bowles came back in there. Boy, I was like, finally got him back in there because I'm dying in the running back spot. I lost Peterson and Ball right off the bat. You know, there goes my fantasy.
Yes, yeah.
In fact, I picked Peterson
That didn't
back
sound
up.
right. That just
Lost Peterson and Ball.
yeah, just sounded harsh.
Well, it's true. Anyway, back to the picks. 3-1 last week. The game we did hit, and I did give you, and I said bet the house, bet the car, the dog, the aunt, and the uncle on the Green Bay Packers over 28 at the time, which what I thought would be the side total. It ended up being 30. Didn't make a damn difference one way or another. I was kicking back at halftime with that one, laughing because I knew it was easy. It was an easy play. You knew Sanchez wasn't going to be a factor on the Packers scoring because he wasn't going to be on the field long enough. I mean, the Pack scored those points because they were always on the offense, was always on the field. So that was an easy win there. The other one was the kicker. Was that Tuesday night? Last Tuesday night, I gave you Colorado at the Rangers, NHL over 5.5. Rangers over 2.5. The game was I think it was 5-3. It's a perfect win. So give me the 3-1 for that week. That mixed the week prior to that, a 4-1 puts us at 7-2 for a 2-week run. If you're paying your bookie, B,
It ain't our fault.
absolutely not. All right, let's go to this week. I got Detroit at New England. Tom Brady's on fire. Who he's throwing to, I don't know. It doesn't really matter as long as they're at the spot when the ball ends up there for the most part. But right now, the New England Patriots are looking like the best team in the AFC. I mean, who's better than the Patriots right now in the AFC? I don't know. Nobody.
Crickets. Nothing.
Crickets. Yeah, Indianapolis Colts are falling off quick. You know,
KC looks better.
It's Reed though. It's going to.
But they're still not. Yeah, they're not New England yet.
Listen, what happens? We don't have a lead somewhere. He'll blow it. He's guy's jinx. Kansas City. Forget about that.
40 points wasn't enough.
That wasn't enough. Yeah, 40-point lead. He couldn't do it. Had to throw the ball. Anyway, Detroit at New England. Like the Patriots on the Patriots, the total of this game is 48. That seems awfully low for these two offenses. I know Detroit's a little solid on defense right now, but they're going into New England on a cold day. It's just like the Eagles going into Green Bay. It's a bad spot for Detroit. Dome team into that stadium, forget about it. That 48 should be 52, 53. I like New England on the side total, whatever it is. At this point now, I'm looking at a 25, 26, or 27, regardless. And Detroit, I mean, New England, you can score on. And Detroit can score. They have, I don't know if, Megatron will be in that game or not. I know he's a little banged up again.
No, he should be fine. He said he's healthy now.
He's healthy now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, either way, they're going to score points. So that 48 to me, that's a tease. Okay. I mean, that's a wrong line there as far as I'm concerned. What do I know? I'm just Cashy the King. The other game is Washington and San Francisco. Another side total that's got me a little alarmed, at 44.5. I thought that'd be a little higher too. Although San Francisco's having trouble scoring. What they're going against is a Daniel Snyder debacle in Washington. They're starting to talk about each other. You saw it in the news yesterday. RG3 went up there looking like Eddie Murphy out of Trading Places up there with that. You see him up there? I thought it was Eddie Murphy. Said at the bar. Where the guy thought it was him. And then I started seeing stuff on Facebook. People was going, oh, it looks like Eddie Murphy up there from Trading Places. Looked like him. Thought it was a joke or something. Even had that hat with the ears on him, like when Murphy's on the ground on the leg thing. Anyway, our boy Deshaun Jackson, the big deal. The big deal. That's what I call him, the big deal, because he's a big deal. He's starting to shoot his mouth too. Like it ain't his fault. It ain't my fault. I'm running downfield as fast as I can, away from anybody I can, trying to get open. He took a shot. He took a charge at our C3PO too a couple times yesterday. Said a couple things that Anyway, that team is going to fall apart within the next 3 weeks.
Well, they already started.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fall apart.
Losing
They weren't charting. The crowd was not chanting.
Daniel
C3PO.
Snyder mortgages the team for RG3, and they're yelling, "We want Colt" in the stands. I mean, come on. And you had to know that was. I said it, B. I said RG3 wouldn't make it. He wouldn't make it in this league. That's not that kind of quarterback. You know, he was great in college, man. You can do that.
3 years, you said it.
3 years, and he didn't even play a full season yet.
Nope.
Yep. The first rookie year, full season. Might have missed a game. No, I don't know. It was
He got hurt.
Yeah.
He got hurt. Probably like a shin or something like that.
Yeah,
remember when
foot.
James Andrews took him in that shed in that one game?
Yeah.
And then he came out.
I thought that he missed a game in the first season. That was a good year for them. They went to the playoffs and they got beat.
Just like you always say with the Chip Kelly offense, nobody figured out RG3's rookie year.
Yeah, well, they figured.
They got enough tape, figured him out.
Right.
Now he's average at best.
Well, that whole read option's being figured out. It pretty much, if you look around the league, who's running it, the Niners. Kaepernick's not Kaepernick like he was his rookie year, or actually that was his second year, right?
Second and third year.
Yeah, when he came in, so he's not doing his thing either, and I don't think Russell Wilson ever ran that. I think he was just
he just runs.
Yeah,
he's starting to get more Vickish.
Yeah,
he just drops back and runs.
Yeah. And look at the team suffering.
He's there I think this week.
As smart as we thought he is or was, I don't think he's prepared right now like he was last year. And that's part of the Super Bowl blues that you get the next season. And that whole team has it right now.
I mean, we talk about how the Eagles have no weapons. There is outside of Marshawn, there is nothing in offense, Seattle.
Yeah,
the only receiver they had that was capable was Harbin. They shipped him off.
Yeah, because he was bad.
To purgatory in Detroit, and
he was
the Jets.
They Deshauned him.
They Deshauned him out to somewhere.
I don't like Russell Wilson. I don't think he's winning. That's why I'm so mad he won a Super Bowl, because I always said he's not going to be a winner. And of course, he went and won a Super Bowl. But what do I know?
I wouldn't be surprised him playing baseball in a couple of years.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say the same. I think he's going to finish his career playing baseball. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a.
He got his early Super Bowl.
He doesn't have a 10, 12 year career in him. I don't think.
Nah, not that body, man. Not the way he
5'11" at best. Yeah,
I agree with you 100%. So I'm taking San Francisco, thinking they're home. They're at the what do they call it? AT&T Park, San Francisco Park,
Levi Stadium.
As long as they don't get busted for drugs down there, and everybody makes it through the week. It's funny how the NFL they just every week they had a clean couple weeks here, man. It was smooth. In fact, a couple of the prosecuted guys were let off the hook. In San Francisco too.
McDonald.
It was smooth. Yeah, it was smooth. They had no problems, and then boom. All of a sudden, the DEA, can it get any worse than that? Drug dealing, and you got doctors all on the take, piling pills on these guys. What could be worse than that right now? A murder. There's nothing you can beat.
No, they had that already.
Ray Lewis did that.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
And
but I'm talking,
what do you call it? Gonzalez, too, right?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about right now.
Hernandez, sorry.
It's an S. Don't worry about it. But what I'm saying is right now, they're clean. For the past couple weeks, you haven't heard Goodell's name mentioned. Except for going to the Ray Rice trial a couple weeks ago.
He doesn't want his name.
That's just the way he likes it.
He likes so he wants to be under the radar.
Yeah, but now you got. Listen, when a DEA comes into a locker room of any place,
right after a game,
they have something. They're looking for something. They're not just
they know something.
Right.
They're not stupid.
McMahon said something today on I think on ESPN. McMahon from the Bears, quarterback.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he came up and he said, back in the day, they were giving us all kinds of pills. We didn't know what we were taking.
That's what they said. They said it came out because a lot of former players were saying.
That's exactly what it is. Well, that you can say that, but is that
probable cause?
Yeah, is that probable cause when someone says it? You can go busting into a locker room.
Look at Jose Canseco did the same thing in baseball. Everyone just took it as, that's Jose being Jose. It turns out he was right about everything.
It's scary.
There's something here. You don't bust into 5 NFL locker rooms after their games, not before, after, when they're discombobulated, they're not focusing on anything, and start rooting for their shit because you got something.
It had to be very specific because
this guy running down. He's pointing. He's got 2 guys behind him running down for a touchdown. This is what I'm talking about, man. Makes me sick.
In fairness, it's Nate Washington. It's probably his first career touchdown.
Anyway, what you say? Sorry about that. Just annoys me when the guy's doing a jig before he gets
I'm just saying that this was highly orchestrated. It was meant to be like this. They wanted that shock value, and I didn't see it everywhere. I didn't even see it on the evening news.
You'll see it tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah,
I just saw it today, like an hour before I got over here.
Okay, so I thot, man, maybe the Don has got it sealed up. You know what I mean?
Well, what Chip Kelly was like shocked to hear you even say. Like Chip Kelly looked at Derek Gunner and said, and looked at him like, "What are you talking about?" Like the face was weird. Like, what kind of question is that? He had no idea it was going on.
Well, that's good. You don't want your coach to say, because if he's like, well,
they came by and we.
That tells me this. That tells they got something because they kept it quiet and they didn't know it and it didn't leak out. So they got something. So you hear about it a couple of days. Somebody's going to get busted on this. They don't go into 5 NFL locker rooms for nothing because they got nothing better to do on a Sunday. You know, maybe betting games and wasting their time. Anyway, back to my picture. Oh, by the way, these picks are brought to you by Sir Dustless Hardwood Floors. Give Sir Dustless a call, 888-336-1770. Check him out at Sir Dustless, spelled like it sounds, .com. Best hardwood finishing company. Check out my man Chris DeAngelis there. Tom Sports Goomba sends you. It's 888-336-1770. Sir Dustless Hardwood. All right, I got a hockey game tomorrow for you. Actually, I think this is Wednesday. Not even tomorrow. Yeah, it's not tomorrow. It's Wednesday's game. The Philadelphia Flyers and the New York Rangers. It's a bad game for the Flyers. They're the Flyers, I call them the Dow Jones of hockey because they just go up and down, up and down. They don't win 5 games in a row. It's always 2, 3, then down 2, up 1, down 2, back and forth. I can always tell by the demands for the tickets. I got hockey tickets. The demands go out of team one. They're playing rotten defense right now. Again, okay? Goaltending looks like it's rotten because the defense is letting them down, okay? I mean, I watched Emmerich the other night. He could have scored 10 goals on him, but he was that good.
He made some really good saves.
And still gave up 4 goals. I'm looking at the Rangers here. Rangers are up and down too, but it's in New York. It's a 5.5. I like the Rangers on the side total here, which is going to probably be a 2.5 here. And so I like the Rangers on the 2.5 on the puck side, over 2.5. I don't know about the 5.5. It's usually these Ranger games are usually 3-2, 3-3, 4-3. They're very tight, very close. Never like blowout games. I like the Rangers to score 3 or more in this one, so I like that play as my hockey play. So I got the Rangers over to 2.5. I got San Francisco on the side total. Don't know what it's going to be. The game total is 44, so I'm figuring the Niners are going to probably sitting up there like at maybe 28, 27 to Washington's 21, maybe. I don't know. It could be 20, 28. But whatever it is, I like the Niners on this one at home. And, of course, the gift. I mean, the New England Patriots and Detroit Lions, the over 48 and the New England side on this one. I think this game goes well over 48, unless they get a snowstorm, which is, could be brewing up there. I don't know. Maybe they know something like that. Those are our 3 plays. Do what you want with them. They don't cost you anything. They don't cost me anything. But,
it costs your bookie something.
That's right. And if you're paying your bookie in the last 2 weeks,
it ain't our fault.
That's the sportsgoonbots.com. All right, back to the NFL here real quick. Got a few other things you want to talk about. I think we just covered everything on there.
One more thing I do want to bring up. The atrocity that is the NFC South. Nobody wants to win. 4-6 to go in the playoffs. Yeah. Congratulations. There was
a division title.
Yeah.
To think that the New Orleans Saints is playing as rotten as they are at the top of that division right now.
No, they're not.
We're 4-6.
Atlanta's number 1 now.
At 4-6?
Yeah.
And they're terrible.
Yeah, Atlanta beat New Orleans, so they're opening week, so they're number 1.
Everything just was funky this week.
Yeah.
I mean, and I was talking to the wall about this before we started. Like, if you're looking around now, and maybe this will segue into something else, but I look and all I heard was a lot of complaints about the games this weekend. Like they weren't even entertaining. You know what I mean? They weren't. They weren't even entertaining. Like a lot of them were blowouts. People turned them off. A lot of them were like, what? You just look at it's just we've complained about it before on the show. The product that's being put out right now, is it the best? No, it's probably not. But suckers like us are getting sucked into watching it all the time. I was just saying, you had brought up the hockey in your picks. Hockey is probably, for me, the purest form of them not messing with it and still being a good product. Whether, and I'm not saying Philadelphia Flyers. I'm talking in general. I'm talking about the sport in general. I'm talking about these West Coast teams that you put on a game at like 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like, why the hell did I? It's like putting on The Godfather at 2 a.m. Oh, shit. Now I got to finish watching it. You know what I mean?
You come to me in friendship.
You come to me.
You don't give me any respect. And now you cut me to commit murder. It was on all day yesterday, Godfather. In fact, I had it even on I was watching this thing on how The Godfather was made, what went on.
The mansion's up for sale.
The mafia and all that stuff involved with the whole whatever movie was on yesterday, and it was all over the place.
The mansion that's funny too. That you said that the mansion that they filmed at in Staten Island is is yours for a meager $2.7 million, I do believe.
And they're willing to take American Express for it too.
I do have a confession. I don't know if this is blasphemy. I've never seen The Godfather.
What?
There's
Yeah,
certain people
I don't
listening
know if
to
I
the
could-
show right now that you're not going to be able to look at.
I know. I figured on this entitled show, I wouldn't be able to say that, but
You've
I've
never seen The Godfather.
never seen it.
That's like that Martinez over there with Mrs. Nelly. Yes, he said the same thing then when he asked him, "You ever seen what The Godfather?" I never saw The Godfather. What?
No, I don't, never got around to it.
What? You can't even. It's on all the time.
I don't put it on. It is on all the time. I don't put it
Thanksgiving,
on.
it's on all the time. It's on all of them in a row. They start it 1, 2, 3, and they even play the bad one,
Mhm.
but they're all right in a row all day Thanksgiving. Like, and I think they
I'm watching
replay it
football.
again. But some of the games, come on, I
never got around to it. I've always heard it was the best ever. There's a lot of movies I've never seen, like the big ones. I've never seen Reservoir Dogs. I've never seen Rocky.
I saw that in the theater, and which was like our friend. We just happened to be downtown, like at the Ritz Bourse or whatever it was, and he's like, "Oh, I saw this. You guys might like this." And we're like, "Reservoir Dogs? What the hell is this?" We walked in there. I walked out going, I don't think I heard so many F-bombs in my life. And I'm like,
I've seen like clips on like Samuel Jackson. Like
Here's the deal. What's
that ain't Reservoir Dogs.
Samuel Jackson.
which one's that one?
That's Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. I never saw that one either.
How about Goodfellas?
Never saw Goodfellas.
I don't know if he could be on the show, Bo.
I never saw any of these big cult classics like Shawshank. I never seen that.
Listen, okay, this is your
Did
homework.
you live in a freaking
Hold on a
cave?
second. This is your homework assignment. Right, next week.
I gotta see all of them.
No, next week you're gonna go watch The Godfather. We're gonna quiz you.
Oh man,
We're gonna quiz you. You got
This should be
just, you'll find it. You know.
All right.
It's on. It's probably on.
isn't
So
like
anyway.
Every
3
night.
hours? Isn't like
It's
3
the
hours?
best-
It's 2.5
It's the
hours.
best 3 damn hours of your life, though.
Listen,
I'll break it up an hour a night.
There's 2 movies always on TV: The Godfather 1 and 2, and Negotiator.
I can't believe you just said that. I'm gonna break it up an hour a night. No, you're not. Yeah, you're not, because we've seen it like 150 freaking times, and when it comes on at 2 in the morning, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's one of those movies where
You just watch it from wherever it comes on. Right?
and this is the part,
Yeah.
and you're hoping you catch it towards at the end. You're going, oh, this is the part where, oh God, now I got to finish watching it, and every part of the movie is like that.
I guess so. It's my homework. And you guys will quiz me next week.
Yeah, he thinks he's going to split it and break it up. Unless you fall asleep in a drunken binge, you're going to finish watching that movie when you turn it on.
All right, if it's on Netflix or on demand, I'll check it out.
A certain someone's watching this show right now.
Not happy.
You're not allowed to go to that house anymore.
No, not happy. I figured.
Goodfellas too. I mean, like, there's so it's
All
so
of it.
funny. All the classic lines. How do you?
I don't follow them.
Yeah, it's like
Anyway, that's your homework assignment. You remain on the show. We're gonna come in there. We're gonna give you 5 questions. You have to answer all 5.
If I don't get them right, I gotta walk out.
Out the door.
I gotta
That's
walk
it.
out.
Can't be done. I mean, I didn't. You know what? I didn't vet.
he had a
Should've
system of slicing garlic with a razor blade, so it would actually liquefy in the frying pan. It's a good fucking system.
All right, let's not get into doing that.
See?
Over my head.
Oh my God.
Anyway, where were we before we got into movie critics here? No Shawshank either, man. That's
No.
a great flick, man.
No.
Stephen
Nothing.
King classic, right?
I don't know. What was the other one you didn't see that had? But you saw Pulp Fiction.
No, I didn't.
You didn't see that one?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's great.
Never saw any Rocky.
All right, let's just stop right there. You never saw any Rocky?
Never, not one. Not a,
You only need to see.
not a single one.
That's not possible.
I know.
It's not. My dog saw Rocky.
It never struck me as something I wanted to see.
His dog.
I'm not a fan of like older movies.
Older movies.
Yes, older movies like 80s and early 90s. And
Holy crap!
I was in Rocky 2.
you were in
I
it.
got cut out. It was at our school, Lincoln High School, where we
There you
went.
go.
To. They did that whole thing in the auditorium there. Yeah, they cut Tashi out. I don't know why.
Cut him
they just
out,
cut him
man.
out. Yeah.
They're lost.
What movies do you see? I mean, what do you consider?
Classics,
Godfather's not a classic, huh?
No, I was kidding. Anything modern.
Tell me
Anything modern.
You know, Fast and Furious type movies. Is that what you like?
No, I don't really get into those ones. I like the first 1 and 2. They were good. I don't know. I don't get into like franchise movies, like any of these like Lord of the Rings and
Nah, I'm not into that stuff either.
all
but,
those
you know,
things. I don't get into any of that.
What do you watch? Like Lethal Weapon 1 through 4?
No, I've never seen any Lethal Weapons.
No,
What the hell?
I don't blame you for that. The first
Yeah.
one was okay. The rest of them were jokes.
Oh, they're just fun. They're just fun movies.
I'm trying. There's no such
I mean, what
thing
the
as-
hell do you watch then?
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
thinking
like he
it's-
says, the modern classics.
No,
What the
I
hell-
was joking about classics, but anything modern, I'll watch it. I'll do like any Will Ferrell movies or
Ferrell
like
movies.
Kevin Hart maybe. Anything that's like I
Happy
don't know.
Gilmore.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore was a great movie.
So you're a comedy guy. That's what you're.
Yeah, I'm a
okay,
comedy
it's
guy and a horror movie. I
okay.
love horror movies.
Horror movies. Okay. well,
Okay,
that's all right.
what's the oldest horror movie?
Friday the 13th crap.
I mean, Poltergeist. Have you seen Poltergeist?
No, I've never seen the whole thing.
Okay, what about The Exorcist?
No.
I've
I've seen the first like 10 minutes.
The freaking Exorcist.
For the first
is
10
the
minutes
guy-
of it.
He says he's in the horror movies, and that's quite
Modern.
possibly the scariest one ever.
I have seen all the remakes of like the Halloweens and the Friday the 13th. Those are great movies. Any Rob Zombie movie, I'm in.
Rob Zombie.
I'm in.
See, I like Rob Zombie.
Rob
but,
Zombie's making a hockey movie right now.
Yeah, I don't heard about
called
that.
The Bullies.
The Bullies, yeah.
It's a
Yep.
documentary on them.
Well, no, is it documentary? Yeah.
It's either that or it's a documentary. I think I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. He said, well, problem is it's got to be a documentary because you can't really film it now. Stadiums are going, everything's do that type of movie. You got to do something like with that Eagle movie that they did with Wahlberg.
Invincible.
Oh, what a debacle that was. I mean, they had a Franklin Field track around there. The vet was wrong. Everything was wrong. The announcers, the clothing. And they made a big deal of that. I guess because it just was in Philadelphia. But I thought that was a disgrace the way they put that together.
What, 5'4" Marky Wahlberg?
Playing, receiver.
Really?
Even when he's running downfield with the ball, it's like the track, the movie's moving in the background. It's one of those type things.
Mhm.
In this day and age, you don't make flicks like that.
It's the worst case of
It's killing.
it. Just looks horrible. It just visually it wasn't. It didn't look. The cinematography is the word I'm looking
that's
for.
exactly what it is.
Was horrible in that. To me,
I do
anyway.
like Wahlberg in most movies, though, but I never saw Invincible.
It's okay. He's not an award winner, but he's okay.
I
he
don't
has a
think
bad
he's
one.
okay.
I saw that one in Ted, man.
I like Ted.
There we go. That's it. Get the hell out of here.
No movie's great though. The one with him and
A
with
pot smoking teddy bear. Oh yeah, I haven't seen The Godfather, but give me a pot smoking teddy bear. I'm in.
And it's banging chicks too.
It's banging a cash register at one point in
Yeah.
the movie. Ding 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 ding.
yeah, I'm in on that.
Oh man. Oh, I can't take it. All right. Back to other things here. Sanchez running naked. No, we did that already. Okay.
He was running naked.
Yeah. So we were talking about the Mannings that had a bad day. What are you going to do? No one really cared though. Because you know what? With Eli, they're getting used to it. And Peyton, it was just he's allowed to. He's
allowed one bad day.
allowed around one bad day. And that will be one bad day for him.
Yeah, Brady had like 4 in a row to start the year. So Manning can have one.
Manning had one bad day last year.
And it was the Super Bowl.
That was the
Mhm.
worst game I ever saw him play. I'm sure he's played games like that I haven't seen in the stadium. As a Colt back in the day.
Ooh, I don't even know if it
Rookie year he was bad.
Maybe
Yeah,
Rookie
that
year
was
he was
it.
bad. He went like 3-13 in the
Yeah,
year.
but I mean, he actually played bad.
Yeah.
He wasn't thrown or anything like that for the most part. So, it was a funky day in football, but it's a good day. It's a material day is what I call it. Get an hour's worth of stuff just like that in a matter of 2 hours of the NFL. Brilliant.
All these weird things happening in NFL. The Bucks won and all these kind of things. And of course the Jags. I know the Jags. The Raiders still winless.
The Raiders. I was looking at that game for next week too. I mean,
Are they going to win a game this year?
someone's going to screw up on that. They play San Diego, I think, next week.
No, they just played this week.
Just play, and they give San Diego a game.
San Diego
actually.
played
Yeah,
awful,
Yep.
and they still won.
Yep. I looked at that game for a total too, but then decided to,
I don't think
Forget
they
about it.
will.
I don't think
because
I don't know. I don't have a schedule.
Now,
in front of me,
now I don't have a schedule in front of me,
I'm gonna
but
pull it up and see if
All right.
something's got to be winnable, right?
but you look at it and you go,
That's not in that
unless somebody runs away with it.
That's
But
what I said. I said that's
Yeah.
the only way these teams
and
win games.
they sit and they bench somebody at
Right.
the end. But what it's coming down to is you got 4 and 6 in the South, right?
Right.
Somebody's gonna. That's a wild card spot. Open up
Well,
definitely somewhere
found-
else.
Patriots?
I found a game. No, they don't play. I found a game they can win. They have 6 left. The next one at home against the Chiefs, they lose.
Yeah.
At the Rams play tough.
Yeah.
That's a loss.
That's a loss.
Against the Niners, loss. At Chiefs, loss. At home against the Bills will have something to play for. I think
Well,
the Bills are in the middle of
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't
But-
look good.
week 17 at Denver.
that-
Manning's not playing that game.
that's over. They're
Manning's not going to play.
What? They're 2 games up, right, in their division in Kansas City.
No, they're tied,
Tied.
but they have the tiebreaker over Kansas City.
Yeah, Reed'll screw that up.
That'll be a funky game, week 17.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with that. NFL every week's good.
Mhm.
the material league, I call it. Give us something to talk about. I did want to talk about that. You mentioned when you came in, I saw that New Orleans game where that toss
the fan
was the Bengals.
Yeah, Gresham scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
Tosses it right to the only Bengals fan in the entire stadium.
A lady.
Yeah, a girl too. It was just sweet.
I missed.
She was like maybe like 30. Like she wasn't
and
old.
that dude was proud.
Yeah. So he hasn't seen it. He tosses the ball to the only Bengals fan. Saints fan reaches over, yanks it out of her hand. He sits down and she's like, and she's like, "Hey, come on!" And the guy's like,
"It's his football."
Didn't say or didn't look at it. They showed her on like replays and stuff, and she's like, "Come on, sir, please." And he's
big time now. He's made it on ESPN,
Did he?
on the NFL Network and all. Yeah, he's all over YouTube. That stuff.
That always happens.
Yeah, even the worst guy.
But there was a silver lining. They did say that somebody came down and gave her a ball at the end.
Yeah, like a little kid, something like that. You don't do it that.
That was ruthless.
So that's about it for football. I mean, anything else happening in the NFL that's worth talking about?
No.
All right. Good deal. NFL giving us a lot of work. Switch over to a little hockey. I haven't spoke about hockey in a while. Tonight there's a game. Tampa Bay's at Tampa Bay's in New York, I think. Are they at New York tonight? Somewhere. Tampa Bay's playing somebody tonight. I think they're playing the Islanders tonight.
Stamkos. You're talking about Stamkos?
Yeah.
Worried about St. Louis? St. Louis worrying about passing the Stamkos? Is that what he actually said that? I got to be careful that I don't pass to him.
Who's playing tonight? It's New York against. Nobody knows nothing about hockey.
I'm a self-proclaimed. I tell you, I don't know anyone hockey.
It's not that I'm not into hockey because every time it's when I don't watch, they win.
Hockey's not interesting right now. It's every
because you got too much football.
But every year we talk about hockey in a way. Yeah, New York, they're playing the Rangers. Yeah. That's what I thought. Okay, they're playing the Rangers tonight, and it's the Hall of Fame game. Now putting 4 guys in there. Modano, Hasek, Blake, and Forsberg. And you could say something about all 4 of those guys in our time are watching our hockey. Modano with Minnesota, with Dallas actually. He started with Minnesota, I think. Yeah, North Stars. Was he back with North Stars?
Yes, I do. I do believe that it was his rookie year.
Yeah,
there.
North Stars. Yeah,
Minnesota.
And Dallas, you want a Stanley Cup with them. He took them to the Cup. And Hasek, of course, he was like a thorn in the Flyers' shoulders for years for Buffalo. Couldn't win nothing with Buffalo. Had to go to Detroit to get a Stanley Cup. Played well there. I mean, Hasek probably was the best I don't know. Brodeur is pretty good. Brodeur and Patrick Waugh, who's I don't know if he's a good coach, Patrick Waugh. I've been watching him coach that team.
Well, he ain't got squat there.
Yeah, but he's too bullheaded, man. He's like he forget he's not playing. He's yelling at everybody all over the place. Is that the Godfather making noise over there?
Yeah, every time someone moves, he starts talking.
It's got take the battery.
That's the most of the Godfather I've ever seen. Is that thing shaking and talking?
Oh God!
You see why you gotta pass the test here? You can't come here and say you don't watch the Godfather. I got the Brando right here on the end of the freaking table.
I didn't know Brando was in the movie.
Oh, stop! You're killing me, man.
I knew it was you, Fredo. I knew it was you. I knew it was you, Wall.
That was, I thought, hockey. Yeah. And Blake played with Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. I think he started his career with Gretzky. He was part of that Los Angeles. I think he was a young rookie.
Oh yeah,
he's last year at LA. He's part of his 2 of the Stanley Cups, right? No, one of them.
Who, Blake?
Yeah. Didn't he win the first one they won, and then he retired, I think?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
And of course, the other one, Forsberg, which that was the Lindros trade. He was part of the Hextall Lindros trade back in the day. And Forsberg, what do you have? A couple of Stanley Cups?
To Quebec.
Went to Quebec, then they went to Colorado where he won the Cups, and had his Hall of Fame career there, along with
little stint here.
Yeah, little stint here, which typical Flyers get him afterwards. Let's get the veteran after he's good and come here.
That just goes to show you how bad a foot injury is going to like screeching halt to his career.
Yeah,
I mean, you never thought. Come on, it's like
it was good.
You got a sore arch.
Forsberg made players around him good. That was good about him. And we had good years with Lindros, but he couldn't get it done. In fact, I think they're inducting him into the Hall of Fame of the Flyers. Him and Leclerc this week. One of those games. It might be. I think it's the Ranger game actually.
Quite possible.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's in New York. I think it's the game after that. Come back here for I don't know who they're playing. It's the end of the week, but that ought to be exciting.
Just said Quebec now. Okay, the Penguin, the commissioner, Bettman.
I haven't heard much of him lately.
Oh, well, I got in my notes. He talks expansion.
Oh
What-
yeah, Vegas.
Yeah.
Hockey
Oh,
team in
God.
Vegas.
That,
It's
well,
perfect. I was just thinking, what's Vegas missing for entertainment? Oh, a hockey team.
Pro sports.
That pro sport. Well, there's a reason there's no pro.
Yeah.
I know, and exactly that begs the question.
Well,
Well,
hockey's so difficult to bet anyway. So what the hell do they care?
where we're going to bet it at, right?
Well, you need a pro sport to comp out there. They got another comp out there. I would love to see an NFL team in Vegas.
Well, it said, was it Seattle? They thought Seattle and somewhere else. I forget. We're gonna now, like all the insider reports is it's like Vegas and Quebec. Like, why the hell would you start? I don't think anybody would want any a professional team in Quebec. I mean, in Vegas
Yeah,
because of the gambling. I'm not saying it makes a difference, but in people's heads, it makes a difference.
They're always going to think that.
They're always going to think, well, these guys are on the hook.
First
or
of all,
on the tape.
a hockey team in Vegas is going to make money. Okay, people are going to go to games there. They're going to use them, for comps. And it's Las Vegas.
Mhm.
They have a pro team there. It'll be the only pro team in town. So, and Vegas population is growing,
Oh, yeah.
and it's not just it can support a hockey team. I think there. I'm thinking it could support an NFL team
You
too.
can
as
support
well.
any game. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's not going to be the people living there. It's whoever's there that week is going to go to them games. Makes for a nice package too. You get an NFL game, a hotel, we'll come to the casino, some dinner.
The show.
It got like
Yeah.
supposedly,
bar, the
It's a
whole 9
weekend.
yards.
supposedly like a 300 million plus stadium being built there. I mean, they better get something then if they think they're going to get it. But my main beef is Quebec. My main beef about the show, about the whole thing, is going to be Quebec. We tried it, been there, done that, got the T-shirt. Why go back to a place? I
Well,
mean,
they did it with Winnipeg, and from what I can tell, it's a success, right?
Winnipeg, where's that at?
Manitoba.
Yeah, Manitoba. Oh, yeah, Stanley Cup.
Exactly.
Winnipeg one. Did they ever get even close to a Stanley Cup?
Well, here's funny.
If you're going to do expansion hockey,
they
you
were
got to go up
Atlanta.
north. That's what you got to do. Yeah, they were Atlanta.
Seattle. That's why I thought
Right.
Seattle is prime for a West Coast. You get that West Coast, they get that whole thing sealed up, rivalries, blah blah blah. You'll have everybody in one time zone to play each other. But I think just thought of it now. You said Winnipeg. Timo Solani, he just retired this year, right?
I don't know. He's
Yeah,
For all I know, he could still be playing.
yeah. But I think it's funny that you've played long enough to have your team franchise fold and move somewhere else and then come back again.
Those hockey players play
That's
forever.
hockey.
Well, hockey's got to look for the money. It's very important. I mean, NHL is what it is. We've talked about this before. It's the NHL supports their fans. They don't pull them from other places, except when a team starts to win, they strive for the Stanley Cup. But, the Flyers fans are the 20 grand to go down to the Flyers game. That's the core of the Flyer fans go to these games. At least they used to. In hockey, you got to pull from an area that you can make money from because their marketing is terrible. NHL marketing, you just don't see it around, except for the NHL channel and NBC. Thank God for NBC buying them up
Because they would have been in trouble.
because you just don't see down the street. I mean, when you talk about what jersey do people wear of hockey, I mean, I used to see LA jerseys back in the day. Now I don't even know what jersey they wear. I think I can't tell you what jersey gets worn in hockey. The
Just
Chicago
the
Blackhawks?
just your local team.
It's
There's no
it's
no
one of
like
those-
LeBron of
ex-
hockey.
Yeah.
well, it's not even that. It's
Detroit.
So
Sometimes you see Detroit.
No, I
jerseys
don't even
around.
see that.
Not anymore. But I'm saying used to
used
see
to
Detroit,
see it,
you know?
Mhm.
but it's one of those things where it's one of those sports where it doesn't transcend areas.
Mhm.
It's like like in here, I know 15, 20 Cowboy fans. I know 20, 30, whatever fans. Hockey, I know some Devils fans and I know some Pittsburgh fans. That's it around here. Don't say if they're Rangers fans or somewhere or whatever, it's because they're transplanted from North Jersey or something down in here because
Mhm.
of work or whatever. It is fiercely locale loyalship.
Yeah.
To your team. It's not like, I don't, growing up, my brother was an Edmonton Oilers fan because he just wanted to be different. He wanted to piss everybody off in our house. And that's the way it was. And plus they were winning. It was 86 and, game 7 Flyers or whatever. That was the last time I knew anybody at a personal level that was anybody other than a Flyers fan around it.
because
just
hockey,
doesn't
the
draw.
hockey, there is no Lakers, there's no Yankees, there's no Cowboys. You don't have that. Like, yeah, the Red Wings have been great for a long time. They're still not like the America's team kind of thing.
Yeah.
There is none in hockey.
Yeah. Well, when you think of NHL hockey, you think of what? I mean, Detroit. Red
Boston.
Wings,
I think the originals.
Well, to me, when I think hockey, I think Montreal Canadiens. That's
somewhere
the
up there. Yeah.
cornerstone of hockey. They've won the most Stanley Cups. Montreal is hockey. Montreal, Toronto. That's the hockey world. That's the game. Baseball we talked about before. It's the Yankees, and NFL. NFL's tough. You would say the Dallas Cowboys in the NFL only because that's debatable. I mean,
maybe 20 years ago I would have said that, but
yeah,
if you say football, the first thing that pops into my head is Patriots, Brady.
No,
I don't know why.
No,
I don't know why.
I don't know. I think the average person, you can't. First of all, they don't have. They haven't been. They were good in the 2000s. You know what I mean? That's still there. But when you talk about football, it's got to be Dallas when you talk about football, I think, right? I mean, you're 27 years old. When you think about football, what do you think about? I mean, what's the team that comes to your mind?
People that would be like because my age group were like impressionable, 12-year-olds during that whole Dallas run. So they became Cowboys fans. Because when you're a kid, you root for the front.
And here's the thing is, I was a Cowboy fan as a kid growing up, 9, 10, 11 years old with that run of the Cowboys from the 70s and the 75 with Pittsburgh back and forth right on through. So that's what. So you take a team.
I was a Steeler fan.
Right. So and the Steelers could be put for some reason. It's Pittsburgh though. It's not the bigger city in the country, so they can't. Even though Pittsburgh has the pedigree to be football, look at the way they did. They ran through the 70s, a little bit of the 80s. Did they have the 80s? Pittsburgh? I don't think they did anything in the 80s.
I don't think
the
so.
90s they won. They won.
Yeah.
They played.
Early 90s, right?
They lost to the Cowboys, but they were good teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when the Franco Harris, Lynn Swan era
That's
was.
the 70s.
The 70s.
Yeah, that's
So
all
they
the
didn't do anything in the 80s. I don't
No,
think.
80s. Yeah. So that's a team that could be. But when you're Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Steel Town, you got 30 people living there. You can't be. It's like the Green Bay Packers. You would think the Packers might be football too, because
They're up there.
Transcend from the 50s into right now. And the Packers, they had the 70s. They were awful. The 80s, they were awful. And then they started to come up with the Brett Favre years, and that's to change them. And then they carried on with going to be two Hall of Fame quarterbacks in a row, it looks like, for the most part.
My dad is actually, he's a big Raiders fan. Because he grew up in that era of the Raiders, of when they were good.
It wasn't. I look at it like this. It wasn't.
Raiders were an attitude team.
Yes,
they were attitude.
It wasn't because they were good.
The Raiders died when the Davises,
lost his mind.
The 70s team went down. No, the Raiders were Madden. Okay, that era of Madden. Madden made that team. The nuts that were on that team. Madden was a nut. They won the 2 Super Bowls, and it
was the color and the logo and the locale that made it appealing to.
And Davis started that stuff. I think in the second Super Bowl against the Kansas City or they lose Packers. No, they lost Kansas City. Yeah, Kansas City won the 3rd Super Bowl. They beat the Raiders. Yeah, so it's all started with that and made it through. They died off, but the only constant in football. It's the Cowboys. They've always run. They've never really. They've only had a few years in a row where they were bad. They never stayed bad. The Tom Landry years came down towards the end of the 80s, and Jimmy Johnson brought them back real fast. And they always stayed at the level. They're 500 since their last Super Bowl. So they've never been a losing football team.
They had a short run with Dave Campo when he was a coach, and they were dreadful.
They're dreadful.
But then Parcells came, and that brought the prestige back when you have Parcells back.
That's what they did, and that's what Jerry Jones did. What he does is when his teams are like they are now, he brings players in there. That's why he wanted Manziel in that draft so bad. He just wanted the noise to be around him. Manziel might be here. Who knows? Because what's he going to do in Cleveland?
Corey looks good and all. I mean,
he might be sitting on the bench for 4 years. He might as well make a deal, go someplace else. I don't know if he can play quarterback. He might be Tebow-ish. Come to think of it.
He's a better quarterback than Tebow, but I think he's way too small. Tebow had good size. Tebow was a big guy. He just couldn't throw.
And that was the whole thing
about him.
Manziel's
like what?
Being a tight end.
It's important that your quarterback throws.
Yeah, that's key. That's pretty key. Manziel's 190 pounds.
Yeah, he's
he's gonna get broken if he tries to do the things he
try
does.
to return punts or something like that. He'll be out of football real soon. I mean, either mentally or physically, one or the other.
I think because he's such a figure, he will stick around for a little bit,
Yeah. Well, I don't know what he's doing over there now. He's catching passes out of the backfield or something like that. That's good for him.
Illegally.
But don't laugh. I mean, what if Kelly loses another quarterback? We have Barkley back there. How bad is that? Is that the end?
Pick up Dennis Dixon again.
What's your what's your backup plan?
Four stringer.
Well, not that I want to get back into that, but there's no backup plan. It is what it is, Joe. I start picking people off the waiver.
If Sanchez were to get hurt, you pull the plug.
Yeah.
Obviously you're not really gonna pull the plug, but it's just mentally you're like, all right, we already have no shot because you're not gonna win with Barkley. No shot.
But the deal is they can go and lose the rest of their games, and then they can make the deal. And then they move up.
We're 7-3. You don't want to start thinking that way. You don't want to start thinking about losing the rest of your games.
Yeah, lose the rest of your games. 7-3. You get
in NFC, you can go
9-7.
7 or 9. You still may make the playoffs in the NFC.
Yeah, that's true. What are you gonna
NFC East. You could win after the Dallas collapse. You could win the division.
Yeah. Let me gather my thoughts here. Cassidy King, chef to the left. The wall.
I like that.
You haven't seen The Godfather. I'm sick to my stomach. We'll be right back. I think we'll be right back. Should be right back.
We'll be back.
Yeah, if the computer would work, we'll be right back. I mean, we're not going nowhere right now. Macintosh, that's a
Macintosh. What is this? 1994?
I was just
a
thinking
Macintosh.
Listen, we're old school.
I used those in like 4th grade.
Listen, you can't say nothing right now. I can call this whatever I want. I got credit here.
He doesn't know old school movies, but he knows old school
computers.
I know that.
I'll tell you.
The big white, the big off gray color with the big green screens and the blue.
No, not big
white
screens.
dot.
The screens are like this big. The computers are this
computer.
big.
That's what I meant. It was
playing Oregon Trail. I remember those days.
Yeah.
Macintosh. That was good.
It's an Apple Macintosh. What this is, man? It's a Mac, man.
When fire and water take control
Fire
of
and
your
water take
life,
control.
we
You better
help
get
take
your
it
act
back.
together. We'll be right
Serv
back.
Pro of Doylestown understands the stress and worry that comes with fire or water damage. Serv Pro of Doylestown specializes in the cleanup and restoration of residential and commercial property after a fire, smoke, or water damage situation. Serv Pro of Doylestown also mitigates mold and mildew. Their staff and crews are highly trained in property damage restoration. You and you need to schedule service for your home or business, call them 215-348-7755 for Serv Pro Industries. It's a nationwide brand you know and trust.
Have damage to your home from a recent storm? Did a pipe leak and destroy some drywall or even stain your carpets? Need to make a claim with your insurance company? Call Apple Public Adjusters. Now, why do you need Apple Public Adjusters? Well, it's simple. Your insurance company hires a professional adjuster to protect their interests. Shouldn't you? An Apple Public Adjuster is your representative with the industry knowledge to help you deal with the many complex issues that arise during an insurance claim. Apple will negotiate the highest settlement possible and get you paid, and paid fast. Apple Public Adjuster's goal as a company is to have customer service that is not just the best, but legendary. So if you have damage to your home, call Apple Public Adjusters first. 215-913-5197. That's 215-913-5197. Or check them out online at applepublicadjusters.com.
When you need a good roof over your head, call Seal Roofing. They've been keeping folks warm and dry for many years now and are proud of their work. Seal Roofing and Contracting does it all, whether you need simple repairs before the next big rainy season or a whole new roof. Maybe you need new siding or windows. You can be certain that when you hire Seal Roofing, you're hiring the best. Available 7 days a week with 24-hour emergency service and free estimates. Call 215-533-4066. That's 215-533-4066 or visit sealroofing.net.
Trendbetting.com. Trend betting experts have you covered with the NFL. Stop paying your bookie each week and start collecting. They have the best handicappers in the world, all in one place. And their job is to win you money. Check Jeff Brandes and all the experts at trendbetting.com. Trend betting theory is simple. Trends dominate in sports, and you will win in the long run by following the dominant trend. You will lose in the long run if you buck the dominant trend. Simple enough. That's trendbetting.com. Hi, Cassidy King here. I want to tell you about LarryGilman.biz. Larry's a full-service business solution consultant. From advertising apparel like t-shirts, staff shirts, hats, jackets, all screen printed and embroidered. He also specializes in entry mats with your company logos. Larry will also set you up to accept credit cards and with no cost for equipment placement. Imagine that. Give Larry a call, 267-908-3863, or online at larrygilman.biz. That's LARRYGILMAN.biz for all your product and services and much, much more. LarryGilman.biz. Hey, are you paying the piper again? You owe the guy? Busted by the book? Let's end that aggravation right now. BestSportsPicksToday.com. Best Sports Picks Today offers free picks from 50 of the best sports handicappers in America today. Daily selections from NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, MMA, the ponies, and even golf action every day of the week. Best Sports Picks Today not only has few of the best handicappers working for them, they also have the most of the best in the nation working with them. Get you high quality picks for free every day. BestSportsPicksToday.com. Check them out and start winning now. Sports Goombas radio, webcast, podcast, video. Call what you want. We are here and we ain't going anywhere. Sports Goombas. Give us a call. Lines are open 267-563-2893. I'm just staring at that phone number for 5 freaking years already. I still can't memorize it. 267-563-2893 is the Sports Goombas smoke phone. And remember, that line's open 24/7. You can call in all week long. Leave your beef, rant, whatever you want to do. And if we feel it's worthy, we'll play it on the show at the end. And if it's really worthy, you could get you a hoodie, T-shirt, or whatever we feel like giving you. Maybe a mug. Maybe we get a Sports Goomba mug, or Sports Goomba water gun.
Sports Goombas.
Get Sports Goomba water gun. We'll order them up.
You guys really have one of those?
Oh, get one.
All right.
Sports Goombas.
All it does is it's a water gun with a sticker on it.
Bikini.
Yeah. So our man Stanton got a huge contract.
Giancarlo or whatever.
I call him whatever you want. I call him
Mike,
Stanton. I don't need to go through that Giancarlo stuff. What was his real name before he changed it?
Mike.
Mike Stanton. Okay,
Yeah.
big deal. That's what I
Was
figured.
it Mike?
It was Mike.
Yeah.
Was it Mike or was it always Giancarlo and he switched and everybody called him
That's
Mike?
what he said.
And he switched back.
He said he's always been. That's why he changed, because he was Giancarlo, but he was just showed up as Mike one day.
It sounds like the bad guy in like the Jackie Chan movie. Giancarlo. Yeah, there's a Jackie where the bad guy's Giancarlo or whatever. It just sounds. It doesn't sound.
You're on your own on that one.
Yeah, man. Jackie Chan, Giancarlo, whatever.
That'd probably be a movie I didn't see, if I had to guess.
Wait, the story here is, you get a contract like that for, what did you get? 13 billion? 13-year contract. He got that
325.
325 million.
Over
Now,
13 years.
Now I thought the A-Rods was 500 million on his contract.
No, it's 275.
275? Wait, it's 275 on his Yankee one, right?
No, his Rangers one.
And the Yankees bought it out, or they took it over. Or
It was never large, and the one whatever he got from the Yankees was never larger than the Rangers one.
So it's 275
Mhm.
million dollars. Hey, I wouldn't even play ball with that, man. I just take that money and go. We got a call. Let's see.
So we got Joe from Ben Salem.
Joe from Ben Salem. Welcome to the Goombas.
Hey, it's Joey from last week. Talked about Sanchez and the Eagles.
Yeah, we know who you are.
We know who you are, man. we all got it right? We were all on the right page?
We're on the right page.
Yeah.
I missed most of the show, so I'm calling in with a couple things.
Okay.
The Giancarlo Stanton, I'm going to throw a little baseball out there. Giancarlo Stanton, 315 mil, 13 years. Amazing. I think it's a great deal. By the time that contract's over, he's going to buy out. He's going to opt out, go somewhere else, and make some more money to an actual winning team.
That's what they all do. There's no way you're going to see the end of that contract. Not a chance. I just don't know where it came from. Because aren't the Marlins?
See every penny.
No, he's not. That'll eventually go out somewhere. But where the I thought the Marlins were like the cheap team in it. Where'd that come from?
They're not broke. He makes
they're
money.
never broke.
He makes money. It's just he don't want to spend it. He keeps it for himself. He's crazy. The owner's crazy there.
But how awkward is that going to be walking into the locker room when you're the $325 million man and everybody else is like the $750,000 man? That's going to be so awkward.
They're going to be pissed off. They're just going to stop playing. They're like, God, they think this guy can win it all?
Who else?
He's going to be the only person that's ever going to get paid.
Who else they got on that team? It's like that's what you're saying. He's a seat filler. Is what he is.
Yeah,
right?
There really is nobody else of name value on that team.
Well, you figure him 13 years, they're going to get somebody to help him out. But with that kind of money, I mean, and the attendance they have there, and I don't. Yeah,
the brand new stadium. They tried that very first year to sell it out, and it didn't work. Because Miami fans are very known as they're fair weather. They don't care.
It's hot there, man.
They don't care.
You know, they're not even going to show up anyway. So I don't even know how they're going to pay this guy. I mean, if they have all this money, the fans are still not going to show up. They have a better chance of me going down there and watching the Phillies there than filling that stadium up, still trying to pay that guy.
It's a valid point. Phillies fans travel well.
Joe, I got a question for you, Joe. You ever see The Godfather?
Did I ever see The Godfather?
Yeah.
Yes, I have seen The Godfather.
Multiple times, right?
Yeah, a few times.
A few times. One and two. How about Rocky? You seen Rocky?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just curious because your buddy here, he hasn't seen either of them flicks. Can you believe that?
You know, I've never seen me. I never seen any of those things.
You never seen anything?
No, you know.
Yeah, there you go. Should he be on the Sports Goomba show if he hasn't seen The Godfather?
Honestly, I'm gonna say yeah because I'll give you this. He knows more about sports than just about anybody I know. If they brought back Stump the Shop, I would put money that he would beat the Shop.
Well, he don't know. Beat the who?
Beat the Shop.
The Shop.
Stump Schwab.
The Schwab. Stump the Schwab. Remember that show?
Oh, what? What
Stump the Schwab?
You mean what's his name?
TV show. Like,
remember the TV?
It was on, like in the mid 2000s. Like it was like 03, 04.
You remember that show?
Who was the Schwab?
I don't know. Some stat guy at ESPN was apparently like this.
The Swami? Like,
no,
that was Boomer. Yeah, Boomer. Yeah, right. No, I missed that one. No,
it was actually a great show. Some kind of like a sports trivia show.
Yeah, he don't know crap about hockey. He's awful with the hockey.
I'm sure he can. I'm sure he can figure out one or two things.
Well, this is what we did.
Nod my head.
This is what we did. In order to
know much about hockey other than whatever goalie's hot in the playoffs wins the Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
I know that.
All you need to know about hockey.
Joe, here's the deal with him now. He's got to go home and watch The Godfather. Next week we're going to give him a quiz. He don't pass the quiz, he's off the show. Because we had too many friends around here that can't have him saying that he has never seen The Godfather 1, 2.
I just don't. How do you get half the jokes that are out there then?
Yeah.
What jokes am I missing?
I mean, it's just a way of life.
I guess if you never saw it, you don't miss it.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like we were poor, we couldn't afford that, so you don't miss it.
It's the same thing with the Seinfeld jokes. I've never seen it.
Stop! No! Oh, hey, you never saw Seinfeld? No. Kill me,
Smalls. Tell me, you saw Sandlot.
Yeah, I've seen.
All
right. I thought it was a Seinfeld. I mean.
The Titans, remember the Titans?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's my era.
Yeah, okay.
That's like a great movie.
Yeah. It's one of we had a contest, one of our top. And what's the other one? Cinderella Man. Of course, you saw that one.
No, of course not.
Oh, that's it. All right, thanks for watching.
Pull the plug.
We're out of here, man.
Thank you.
What else you got, Joe?
What else I got? Well,
I we're forcing it.
With baseball, we got the trade between the Braves and the Cardinals.
Yeah, what up with that?
I understand why the Cardinals did it. I mean, they have like 10 pitchers that can go out there and pitch every day if you need to. But in the same token, the Braves have the same issues. So why they went out and got Shelby Miller, maybe they got 2 or 3 guys that are still going to recoup from injuries. But I mean,
pitching.
I don't see exactly what
pitching is always superior to hitting. I would always take a superior pitch over a superior hitter any day of the week.
Maybe we want to get rid of some of their strikeouts.
Yeah, but I mean.
Has Hayward not been a bust though?
Hayward hasn't been Hayward that everybody thought the Ken Griffey Jr. next coming nothing.
He beats the Phillies. Yeah. He seems to beat the Phillies all the time, right? That's their team.
Yeah, well, anybody comes to beat the Phillies.
Even when they were good, even the Phillies were good.
They went out and they got Shelby Miller, a 19-year-old prospect, and I mean, hey, great for them, but they got pitching, and I agree with Wupall there. I'd take superior hitting over superior pitching every day.
Yeah.
I mean, because your superior pitching
We just saw what
you guys go out there?
what the hell? We just saw what
California.
what no what the Giants. What's the
Oh
hell
yeah,
his name?
Giants, right? Yeah.
What's his
The Giants.
Baumgartner?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we just
right.
saw what he just did. He single-handedly won
You
a
can
World
talk.
Series.
You can talk about pitching all you want. Just look at the Atlanta Braves through the '90s.
Mhm.
All that. Or they have Hall of
Three
Fame
deep, yep.
pitchers, and they had one World Series of that whole crew. You know, and that was a stretch.
Yeah,
And the only
I
bat
mean,
on the
I
bench
just-
was
I don't-
Chipper.
I really don't see why the Braves did that. If the Braves would have traded him and got like, you know, a solid third baseman or, you know, something, another hitting aspect. I mean, they have plenty of pitching. I don't know why they went out and got another starting pitcher. You know, it just doesn't. I don't.
They always say you can
know?
never have too many arms.
Huh?
They always say you can never have too many arms.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Baseball in the winter.
arms. And then at last week, I also said that, you know, Sanchez got through 3 interceptions, all for picks. I was wrong. Threw what? Fumbled 2 for touchdowns and throw a pick 6. I was close. You know, went the wrong way too many times.
Well, his comeback trail. This is part of the story, right? He's
Yeah.
got to go.
This is the lull.
This is the
in his
lull in his
comeback.
comeback trail.
Every Disney story has this.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Sanchez. Hey, Joey, appreciate the call. Thanks for calling in, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no problem.
You got it, man. Thanks.
Yeah, you haven't seen Frozen, have you?
No,
Okay,
don't
just
have- I
checking.
don't
You
have-
mentioned it at the Disney.
I don't have children.
What's Frozen?
I don't know.
See,
It's
that's
one
a
of
good
those-
answer.
That's one of those movies.
Frozen. I never heard of Frozen.
It's one of the new kids' movies out there. He said Disney.
Yeah, but remember the
stories.
Titans? Yeah, remember the Titans was Disney.
Disney. So was
Yeah.
Miracle. Two of our top sports movies
see?
ever were
You
Disney.
ever saw? Have you seen Miracle?
Yeah, you saw Miracle.
No. Look, he's shaking his head. No.
It's a hockey movie. I didn't see that. Come on.
It's history.
Yeah, it's history. Stay in history.
Jesus.
Ancient history.
No, I didn't say ancient. I said stay in history.
Oh.
I don't need to relive you.
What are you gonna do with this guy? What are you gonna do with him? He's a culture bust.
I have seen like every sports movie from like 2000 on.
So if I said to you
you give me a
all
quiz
the
about
all the classics, or if you didn't even see the classics in our lifetime, what about previous ones like
Oh, I'm sorry. With the
Casablanca? No.
Casablanca.
I've seen Wizard of Oz. That's as classic as I'm gonna get.
Wizard of Oz. Yeah, well, that's a good movie, man.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, it's had its it's got its ups and downs. It's got some theme in there. You got the little guys singing there.
Frankly, the Wall. I don't give a damn.
Frankly, the Wall.
Frankly.
My name's The Wall.
Oh, yeah. B, man, you're killing me. You're killing me, B. I can't stay with you with that stuff. All right. Enough of that. That's enough. We done with the hockey talk here. You blew right out of the hockey, huh?
Just Mr. Hockey is sick. That's the only other thing
Yeah.
to talk about. That's a sad.
All right, I hear you, man. Anything else, man?
No,
We're stuck here. No pop culture stuff out there. You know.
No.
Guess that's it. Hey, I am Cassidy King. I got my chef to the left, Brendan B. Got the wall here. It's the Sports Goombas podcast. Check us out next week when I'm sure the Philadelphia Eagles and the rest of the NFL will give us some more material that we can rant and beef around. I'd like to thank all my sponsors, like the Serpro at Doylestown, Seal Roofing, Apple Public Adjusters, Sir Dustless, and everybody else for joining us. Sports Goombas, Cassidy King, we're out of here.
My leg is dead. I couldn't even feel like my right leg doing that whole thing sitting there.
I think that Godfather thing could be like a good thing for next week.
Yeah.
Because you know I'm gonna butcher it.
No,
Unless I watch the movie an hour before I get in here.
I'm gonna have senior give me the questions.
All right.
Who's-
Senior?
Mike.
Mike.
You know Mike?
That's why he's here.
Yeah, I'm good friends with Bremos. In fact, Frankie still owes me money for fantasy. He's the only one who hasn't paid up yet. No Frankie.
Oh, there it is.
I don't quite understand how this ticker works. But we'll figure it out.
Also, like I said, like with last week, I think Moose saw like viewers at one point last week was like 6 or something like that.
Right.
So, but we ended up with like 60.
Yeah, actually, I don't know how long that was, but after you guys left, I went up there and it was 31 at like 11 o'clock. So I don't know if the tally's slow on this thing or how it works, but I'll figure it out. Actually, I like the idea of how we go on YouTube, like get on Facebook like that with the link right on there. You don't have to go anywhere. Hell with the website. I wouldn't care about that, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, just cut that middleman,
Yep.
get them right to the video.
Right to the video.
Oh,
Touchdown.
oh no.
That's how we've been doing it every week.
Nah, you didn't get.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
really?
know,
It did look like.
I don't know where his knee was.
That's what I mean. You know, first, then he stretches. Can't count up, man. So that's what when you were talking about that, I grew up a Steelers fan because I just hated the Cowboys. When I was kicking, everybody I know was Cowboys. And I was like, you know what? They always seemed to me in my head, they always seemed to play the Steelers. Maybe I just remember it wrong, but I was, so he didn't.
Do you have any of these? Do you have any of these stuff?
Look, he is down. He's down
Yeah,
right
I got
there.
these. I got these.
It never broke the plane.
That's what they came from.
Yeah,
one of these
that's
guys,
exactly,
but they're like, they're all right, but you can't move. You got to pick them up. The stuff moves around.
Yeah, because we were on. When me and my brother were doing, we were on. I had a couple people like as guests.
Yeah.
We didn't have the video, so it didn't have to be
Right.
like it didn't have to be aesthetically pleasing.
I don't. To me, I have 3 booms
Mhm.
that came with the microphones when I bought these off the internet. Got some good deals on mics. See, mics are cheap now because no one's using mics. Everybody's using pins,
Mhm.
pin microphones and stuff like that. Because especially since we're on video, these things are in the way sometimes. But I like the big black thick ones they have now, like you see on like Mike, and then there's big thick one. Mike and Mike don't use mics anymore. They use the pins. Now they're all using wraps, and that kind of stuff. I'm gonna go with this as a 4. I have a fourth outlet here, which is the telephone. I don't know. I'm tired of looking at these things. And then there's this one's flimsy too. They're all flimsy like that. These are cool. These are actually cool.
Joyce is doing the audio is still on.
What's that?
Joyce just texted me the audio is still on.
Is it?